fighters from the Biafra, the fighters from the Biafra, and we had some good friends. That was like Gabon, Haiti, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, and Zambia. These are officially recognized the Biafra nation.
All right, welcome back to ICIN TV today. We bring you the breaking news around the world and in Africa concerning Biafra, concerning Yoruba nation. Those are the things we are looking at today. We are not going to waste our time. It's going to be short. Many countries after the declaration yesterday, a lot of people are waiting for December 2nd for the declaration of Biafra Republic. But Yoruba proverb says, "Ayagbon ogogbegbon." So which means that if you think that you are smart, you should know that some people are also smarter than you. That is how they have done it. Yesterday, the Biafra declaration was made yesterday. And what actually happened is that they said it was not a declaration like that the Biafra has been declared since 1967, but now it is now to actualize it. And that is why they make a declaration yesterday. And it was, oh my God, when I was watching the video yesterday, I was shedding tears. My God, I was shedding tears. Likewise, many people also that watch the video, I know by the time you will see the video, so I'm not going to waste much of our time. Many countries have been pouring in and showing their support for a new country in the world, which is Biafra nation. I know many people say, is that how they win, how to get a country, how to do this, do that. You will hear from the people that know much about the history. Our own is to just to bring it, the update, what is happening live around the world and what is happening in Nigeria, in Biafra, and in Yoruba land. So let's listen to what the man said. That's the intro of the video, and I'm going to play the full videos of what happened. Let's listen to that.
From the Biafra, and we had some good friends. That was like Gabon, Haiti, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, and Zambia. These are officially recognized the Biafra nation.
Okay. Let's look at what happened yesterday when the Biafra was declared. So let's quickly look at what happened. Immediately they declared the Biafra because a lot of info up and down. They too, they are not sleep. They are also smart. So they know that if they wait till that second, many things will happen. So they have to done it, and immediately they put so many things in place. That's what I will show you. I don't want to talk too much today. Just like the video, share the video, cut it, share it, and rebroadcast it. Let's look at what happened immediately after the declaration yesterday. You see a lot of things.
To let the world know what is happening. Only Biafra! Only Biafra! Only Biafra! We move! Yes! Yes!
that was immediately they declare the declaration of Biafra. A lot of people, they were shouting, singing, jumping, waving the flag, and a situation like this is not only about waving the flag. What are the necessary things that they need to put in place so that they can physically occupy the land? And that is the bottom line of discussion this afternoon. So I'm going to briefly look at some things, and we are going to play some evidences of other that have been involved in this kind of things and the advice they give them so that they can physically occupy the land, so that it's not going to be like you are just declaring a nation in another country. How will you come and take over the territory physically? So we are going to watch it. So just sit down, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Now, is there any other country also that have done something like this before, that declare their own nation in another country and they occupy the country today? Yes or no is yes. So you are going to watch the video also, because there's some also country, Ismail Wahab, Eshe, you are welcome. There are some other country also that have done similar things. Even they declare it in US, and today they occupy the country. So that is the bottom line of this discussion. We are not going to waste time, so we are going straight to the point. Just make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video for more. Let's quickly look at another one before we quickly go into that other prime minister or the president of another country that took part in the events. This is happening live today. The video I'm showing you is happening live today. So let's look at what happened.
It's very important to know that as Biafrans, we are not alone. There are also other nations that are having to struggle and to fight for their liberation. So we have the Amazonian, but today we also have the Eritrean. So let us all be joyful, knowing that in an alliance with joint force, we are able to stand for the freedom of our people. So without not taking so much time, I would like to invite the Eritrean president to come up and really talk to us, so that you will all also be encouraged to know that we are not alone. And in an alliance where there are joint forces, victory is for the people. Without taking much time, I would like to invite you. We also have conducted a joint interview to show the world that we have created a bond with the Biafran people, which is hard to separate. Well, it is funny today, the Prime Minister is supposed to be here to introduce me, but looking around, where could he be? He's everywhere. He's right here standing with me. He's right there with all of you. So you're right to say welcome to Prime Minister. So he's here with us. We have to tell the enemies, you cannot stop us from doing what we think we should do. We are not about dying. We are about multiplying. Of course, my name is Gabri Bahadurai, and I am the president of the Transitional Eritrean Government in Exile. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have been in many publications alongside with the Biafran movement lately. Of course, we operate from the United States. We thought we get a lot of help as a base in the United States. We are represented by the law firm of the Moran Global Enterprise in Washington, D.C. The same office also represents the Biafran government in exile. So we are very close partner to work on the common cause. So the Biafran people are fighting for their freedom, for their independence from the Nigerian government. And the Eritrean people looking at freedom for their people from a very authoritarian regime of Eritrea. So we have a common cause to fight alongside each other. We are doing a marvelous job in Washington, D.C. Thanks to our respectful lobbying firm. And right here, I'd like to recognize, if you may stand, Elias Gerasleos. So thanks to them, we received a lot of friends. I've been in many meetings alongside with the Biafran up there. I think we got the straight line right now. We walk in the straight line where it fits. So we're doing a great job. If I must correlate, what do we have in common? The Biafrans and the Eritreans both are under rights. Of course, Biafrans won their independence from Nigeria, and as I said, we won our freedom for 30 years, 33 years, of course, with no election, with no constitution, the gross violation of human rights, and we are known as the North Korea of Africa. Figure it out what it means. We are under a very brutal administration. Biafra had it 1967 through 1970. It was short-lived, thanks but not thanks to the Nigerian government that betrayed the trust of the Biafran people. And because of that, a very brutal civil war has been incited, and it did not have a good ending. The Biafran people and the Eritrean people, Eritrea gained from Ethiopia after 31 years war, and many lives has been lost on both sides. At birth of our armed struggle, we were called all sorts of names, including we were terrorists. But we were not terrorists. We were freedom fighters. And at this juncture, I see similarities. That they're going to name or tag a name on the freedom fighters of the Biafrans as terrorists. They are not terrorists. They are freedom fighters. As we know, yes, freedom is not free. It requires need to go to the next or shift to the higher gear. Renew our promises, renew our pledge to double down and give it all. Because I think this is the time. Today is the time, but not tomorrow. So we should be ready to pay any sacrifice that it demands. For the rest of the world, just to give you a hint or a background, why the Biafrans are looking for their independence. In 1960, Nigeria became independent from the United Kingdom, as with many nations of Africa. But the country's borders did not reflect earlier ethnic, cultural, religious, or political boundaries. Thus, the country's northern region, which has Muslims majority, primarily comprised of the indigenous Sokoto Caliphate territory, the southern population is predominantly Christian, and may consist of the territory of the indigenous Yoruba and the Igbo states in the west and east. Following independence, Nigeria was demarcated primarily along ethnic lines, which are the Hausa, the Fulani, the Yoruba, and the Igbo majority in the east. In that time, of course, there was ethnic tensions which simmered in Nigeria during the discussion of the independence. And it led to several ethnic and religious riots. Biafra was partially recognized, actually was fully recognized in that 1967 and 1970. And we had some good friends. That was like Gabon, Haiti, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, and Zambia. These are officially recognized the Biafra nation. And there were some that recognized as de facto recognition from France, Portugal, Israel, South Africa, and Rhodesia. Therefore, we are still looking for those friends to show up. History repeats itself. So, as we do our fight, we should always remember who our friends are and who our enemies are. Despite it all, despite all these crimes by the Nigerian government, the Igbo nationalism, however, it became a solid political and social force after the Civil War. It has grown more militant, of course, starting in the 1990s, calling for the revival of Biafra. To get your attention for some time, people thought the Biafran movement is dead. The Biafran movement is alive. The word that needs to be told to the world is what I'm saying. So because of the various forces that have emerged, but however right now, it is time for all the forces to join together for a common cause, focus on our fight to free the Biafran people against the main target, which is the Nigerian government. Biafra must unite in one front under umbrella of the Republic of Biafra government in exile and the leadership of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Yeah. What happened during this convention? Ooh, I smell some rotten eggs. Do I sense some suspicion? Prime Minister Simon is in prison? Why now? Could someone have a motive to sabotage the convention, which is very important convention to restore the Declaration of Independence? But they were not able to stop us. We're still running and moving. Yes. They need to hear the Biafran voices loud and clear. When you cut one of us, we're not dying. And instead, we are multiplying into hundreds, thousands, and even millions until we reach the destination and the destination of freedom. This is a freedom fight, not about if, but about when. Biafra deserves to be free. And it will be free no matter the cost it demands. The Biafrans have faced so many arrests, torture, disappearances, calculated repression, and even death by the Nigerian government. If that is the sacrifice, is what is needed, Biafrans are ready to pay more life for the future free and democratic Republic of Biafra and for the freedom of their king. In the journey for independence or freedom, of course, you will face many obstacles and challenges. You will cross through so many fences, but you must endure and work together as a united front against your sole enemy, the Nigerian government, in order to achieve your goal and avoid targeting at each other. Remember what all repressors have in common: divide and rule. No matter what they do, we must not unite in order to defeat them. We must organize and galvanize our Biafran community, wherever they might be, to support the movement for the freedom and the free Republic of Biafra for the benefit of all Biafrans. I think Biafrans are living under what I call a forced marriage by the Nigerian government. Anytime you have a forced marriage, it's not sustainable. It cannot live happily, in peace and tranquility. The forced marriage reached a point of no return. Biafra do not wish ill of the Nigerian people, but they are demanding a divorce today, not tomorrow.
Did you hear what the man said? He's also a prime minister of Eritrea. That's Eritrea, that also fighting for their independence from Ethiopia. A lot of countries have been pouring in their congratulatory message to the Biafra government. So many African countries, so many European countries, and countries of the world, they are sending their greetings. But the only thing they are telling them is that declaration is not enough. And that is where we are going. That is where I'm going now. He said that declaration is not enough. Now that they have declared, how will they sustain it physically? They have to they have to occupy their territory, they have to occupy their land. And they told them that now that you have declared it, you must have a foot soldiers, because you are going to need people that will defend the territory. So, and that is why they said they are not a terrorist. They said they need people on the ground that will defend the ground, because you can't just defend a nation without having the backup of the military. And that is what they are telling them, and that is what is happening right now. That's what they are saying. So I'm going to play another video of one of the foreign countries that also talk to them today. This is just the highlight. I know if you want to watch the full video, you can go and join them so that you can watch the full video. But the highlights, so that you know what exactly happened, that is what I'm bringing to us. Exactly what happened, and run a commentary on it. And as we know that you, our viewers that are watching us, you are intelligent people, and you know the best thing that you are looking for, and that is why we are bringing this to us. So we need, like somebody sent me a question that what of Yoruba Nation? What are they doing? Yes, they are also doing great, and they are working on it. In the next broadcast, I'm going to do that quickly, so that most of our Yoruba audience can understand and how far Yoruba too they have gone on their declaration of Yoruba Nation. But now we are celebrating the declaration of Biafra Nation. All hail Biafra. Let's look at the last video before we round it up, because I said I don't want it to be long, so that our people can share the video. Let's look at what the countries that are coming in to congratulate the Biafra government, what they are actually saying. And that is why I said we should play the video, so that we can understand what actually is going on in Finland. And let me tell you, before we round up, okay, let's quickly play the video. When I come back, I will explain. Okay?
It's willful blindness to embrace some of the excuses which the West uses to avoid discussing the autonomy, the freedom, the liberty, and the independence of Biafra. It is not climate change, but deliberate murder. Climate change doesn't hire Fulani gangs to rape and murder in Biafra. The authorities in Abuja do. And we need to recognize that reality. Too often, the State Department, the European Union, the African Union defer to the powerful against the weak. But that's not how human rights work. When it comes to the abuses of the Nigerian government, they must be held to account. When Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of Nigeria and a war criminal from the days of the first Biafra genocide, he took Nigeria off the State Department's religious freedom watch list. The United States and all other countries must calibrate our policies towards the reality of the way things are, rather than the way we wish things would be. The fact of the matter is, on any watch list for religious freedom, Nigeria should be on its blacklist. It should be its worst tier, because reality cannot be ignored, nor should human rights of all those in Biafra be swept under the bus. Frankly, if Nigeria spent as much energy hunting the perpetrators of violence against the Igbo as they do pressuring Finland to punish the free speech of Biafra's leaders, Nigeria would be a much better place. Unfortunately, rather than reform, rather than embrace liberty, rather than embrace self-determination, Nigeria seems to embrace transnational repression. And that is why all Biafra activists in Finland should be free. Now, a lot of people will look at Biafra and say, you know, we've never heard of Biafra. That reflects their ignorance and their ignorance of history rather than the necessary reality. But then you will have some naysayers who will say, why are you declaring independence, redeclaring independence in Finland rather than in Biafra itself? And again, that reflects an ignorance of history for those who might criticize. After all, Czechoslovakia declared its independence in Washington, D.C.
Can you hear that?
Where I sit now. And no one suggested that the Czechs and the Slovaks didn't deserve their freedom. The fact of the matter is, when one faces a lethal threat and lethal repression, you need to assert your freedom wherever you may be, but that doesn't forfeit your rights to your homeland. So, when it comes to Biafra, what I see is everything being done right. I have gone, let me put it this way. Again, I say this as an academic. I've been to many places around the world in which people desire their freedom. I've been to Iraqi Kurdistan, Turkish Kurdistan, and Syrian Kurdistan. And I've written a book where, while I empathize with the Kurds, they are not yet ready for independence because they have not taken the basic steps to form a unitary government that can step into the vacuum on day one and lead their people. That is something that the Biafrans have, a mistake the Biafrans have not made. What I see today with the organization of the Biafrans has been absolutely and completely admirable. You are not simply symbolically declaring independence. You are setting in motion a government which can take over all functions of the government. Now, some people may complain that Biafra now has its own army, and they may say that is a terrorist action. They are wrong. It is the job of any government to monopolize the use of force within its territory. The Nigerian army is the occupying army right now. Its job is not to monopolize the use of force within Biafra, because they have shown when they use force, they use it not for security, but to perpetrate insecurity. They use it to murder, they use it to rape, they use it to charter buses, to bring in militias, so that people, naive people, may believe that they have nothing to do with what is going on in the region. So speaking of pay, let me be clear. I am receiving nothing Biafra. I have been offered nothing. I have demanded nothing, and I am receiving nothing.
Wow, 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 wow. Can you hear that? All in Biafra. Wow, 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 wow. Well, let me congratulate our dear brothers in the half of Yellow Sun, which is Biafra. We congratulate you on your success. All a Biafra. I say congratulations for your declaration of sovereign state of Biafra. Let me quickly say this because I said it's not going to be much, but I need to give us the details because many people that are watching this channel, they are intelligent people. They are highly intelligent. Some of them don't have time to watch the full videos. That is why I have to bring out the highlights. There are so many other highlights I'm going to give us in the evening, and we are going to talk about it in the evening. Then likewise on Yoruba movement and the update on Yoruba movement too. Because some people are saying, I know Yoruba, they have cancelled their own, they've forgotten about it. Meet me in the next few hours. We are going to discuss much also on that too. Now, let me say this before we round it up. This event is taking place right now in Finland. Did you hear that Finland authority went there and disrupt the procedures or the events? No. They mounted up their flag yesterday in Finland. Nobody went there and say, remove it. A country that thoroughly believes in rule of law. So, though Simon Ekpa is not physically present there, due to their law that is tightened because of the allegation Nigerian government or whosoever made against him. So they have to follow it strictly. And they also said that they cannot interrupt the process because they are not committing crime. They are looking for their own country and freedom. And if you look at it, Finland also is a country that once passed through this kind of stage or stages before. So the summary of it is that those people are saying, is it online that they declare nation? You can hear that we have other countries also like that they declare their own in the United States of America. You understand that? That's what the man said. He said they have countries like that, and today they are physically occupy their land. So it's not a crime to declare a nation in another country, but the only thing there is that you must go there physically and occupy. And that has been the problem that Unity has been having the headache, because when she says she declared the nation, so they have been struggling to to have their country. Anyway, I believe with this Simeon Ekpa government and the people involved, like what we are told, the currency is ready. The coat of arms, you can see it is ready. The military on ground, the navals, the air force, they are ready. So I don't think it's going to be a very difficult thing for Biafra. That's why we say congratulations to them. Mind you, we Yoruba, we don't hate you. We are out in it together. We have one common thing that we need to fight. So nobody hates you. And on this program, we don't abuse, we don't cause, we don't attack. We only bring out the reality, because people that are watching this channel, they are highly intelligent people. So we don't cause anybody. We only bring out the realities. We let the people understand the reason why we need to have freedom, the reason why we need to be a nation of our own. Igbo have their own culture, and the culture must be protected, and that is why they must have their own nation. Yoruba have their own culture, and that is why they must protect it. So Yoruba culture is different from Igbo culture, and that is why we are unique as a country, and that is why we need to protect our culture. So let me say once again, congratulations to my dear brothers in the East. Congratulations for the declaration of Biafra, or a Biafra, or a Yoruba nation. So join me in the next few hours on Yoruba updates. Don't say because it's Yoruba updates, you are not going to join me. Please join me for more. Thanks, and God bless you. Thanks. I love what you guys are doing. Those of you that are supporting us, I love what you are doing. Or a Biafra. Congratulations once again to our people in the East. There's joy all over the land now. There's joy all over the land. Congratulations once again. This is iSing TV. Ẹ ṣé o, gbogbo ìgbà yín tẹ́ ń wò wá ọmọ Yorùbá. Ètò yín náà ni. In the next few hours, we are going to go broadcast live on Yoruba, because there's update I need to pass across to my fellow Yoruba brothers. So ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, update wà fún yín lórí ìrìn àjò Yorùbá Nation. So ẹ má sá o, ẹ má sá, ẹ bá like, ẹ bá share, ẹ bá subscribe sórí ìkànnì yìí. Ẹ ṣé o tẹ̀ ń tẹ́tí sí wa ní gbogbo ìgbà.